So, am I audible? I think it's fine, right?
Yeah, Dr. Abbas, you are audible. You can
Okay.
start the session.
Okay, yeah, so we can start. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Najiya Abbas, and I am associate professor at IT Mandi, and I'm actually moderator of this session. Uh, so let us begin. So the first, so we have total 3 talks and one interaction session. And the first talk is by Dr. Suganda Maheshwari. So Dr. Suganda Maheshwari is an inspired faculty at Department of Mathematical Sciences, ISER Mohali. She did her graduation and post-graduation as well as PhD from Punjab University, Chandigarh. During all 5 years of graduation as well as post-graduation, she received an DHM scholarship awarded by DAE. And during her PhD, she also received CSIR Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Fellowship, which is quite prestigious fellowship. And for her postdoctoral research, she received DST National Postdoctoral Fellowship, followed by Inspire Faculty Award, which she has availed at ISER Mohali. She is an algebraist and has a handful of publications in national and international journals to her credit. She is also an author of a software package in GAP, which is a computer algebra system. She has been an invited speaker for various national and international conferences. In field of her expertise, she has also been a jury member and international expert for PhD scholars in Belgium and Spain. In addition to regular assigned teaching, she mentors students for summer projects, semester projects, and MS thesis projects. Also, as a member of INYAS, she conducts outreach activities for school students. So now I request Dr. Sugandha to start her talk. So over to you, Dr. Sugandha. And okay, and so it is a 30 minutes talk.
Sure. So am I audible?
Yes.
And is my screen also all right?
Yes, yes.
Slides, okay. All right. So thank you, Dr. Najiya Abbas, my co-fellow at INYAS, for this kind introduction. And a big thanks to Dr. Pooja for organizing but very relatable. Theme of this inspires itself, says a lot, and I would just like to add a little to it. All speakers so far have shared their journeys, including their research journey, their personal lives, and everything. And we have had wonderful talks from scientists working in varied areas of research. So a lot has already been said, and very rightly said, by great speakers, may it be Dr. Anshana Agarwal or Dr. Mehek Sharma or Dr. Aparna, Dr. Rifat Joan, very inspiring stories. So I don't know how much I'll be able to really add to the encouragement given by them, but I'll try my best. And I would like to give you a glimpse of my research journey so far without going much into the technical details, because I believe once you choose such a career, whatever need be, whatever field you choose, you're really going to know the whereabouts and respective details of the subject. So I'll just give you an insight into what kind of work we do, and would like to share all that I can and what I think I should share about my experience about being a women scientist or a mathematician in particular. Right, so I'll begin by a lot has been already said by Dr. Sayed in the introduction. So I'll just go about my education and things once again. Firstly, about my position, this Inspire faculty. This Inspire has nothing to do with the title of the talk. She inspires, that is for the inspiration. And this is faculty award, definitely again for the inspiration in research. And there are various awards under Inspire scheme by DST. I'll talk a little about them and go in details as the time needs. And that is also something I would like students who aspire to have career in science to know about, right? Okay, so my education has been, my higher education has been from Punjab University. After my schooling, I moved to PhD from Punjab University itself. So I almost spent a decade there learning mathematics and understanding the research area, getting acquainted with the things there. So that is truly my home institution. So I was awarded PhD thesis in 2016. After my PhD, I moved to Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research in Mohali. So there I did my postdoctoral research beginning February 2016. So for about 2 years, I continued my postdoctoral research there. And then I was awarded this Inspire Faculty Award. And that's my current position. That's what I'm continuing there. So what do we do? What is my area of research? So I'll not go much into the details, as I said earlier. So we work on group rings. More or less, I'm working on group rings. So there are two basic entities when you study algebra. If some of you are from mathematics background, or even if not, you must have come across terms groups, rings. So these are basic algebraic structure, and we sort of use the two to make a new algebraic structure, group rings, which has properties of itself, and then we try to kind of understand those properties. And uh, so this is a new algebraic structure that we get using two basic algebraic structures, right? And why do we study group rings? Why were these group rings invented firstly? Because these can be directly associated to another very important area of mathematics, which is called as representation theory. And representation theory, what does it do? It makes algebraic objects more concrete by converting them to matrices, and so algebraic operations come into picture. So basic addition and matrix multiplication is something that you can work with to have a better hold of the representations, so of the object that you're talking about. So basically we study group rings, which are kind of corresponding to the things that we want to study in representation theory. And representation theory is kind of connecting our objects to linear algebra, which is more well-studied subject and easier to handle, right? So this is the basic idea. And why is representation theory important in itself? Because of its vast applications. It has applications in almost all disciplines. So I'll not go much into the details, but then I would like you to have a glimpse of that it does have application in engineering, because some of you might be inclined to one or more subjects in the areas that I'm going to talk about. This has applications in telephone network designs, in also has its connection with mathematical physics, where in mechanics we make use of it, differential equations, the very standard known heat equations, Schrodinger wave equation, these must be familiar to you. There we do have connection with representation theory, and quantum mechanics is something that you can associate this to. This also has applications in mathematical chemistry, and in mathematics itself. Beyond this part, you can have its application in coding theory, even if in cryptography, and knot theory, which is also further used for modeling DNA, which has real life applications, and also further in circuit design, in statistics, in signal processing. Every it really is here, but I would like to show you a glimpse of research journey so that it familiarizes you with the kind of things that one takes up. I mean, not the things are not same for everybody, but this is one example that you can have a look at. So in group rings, one of the fundamental problems is to determine the complete algebraic structure. And this has interested authors for a long time. For decades, people have been working on this. So we took up a class of groups named normally monomial groups, and then worked on this class of groups to answer this fundamental question. And this was seen as major advancement by experts who are working in group rings. And then same problem, this was addressed for finite group algebras. I mean, this is the work for rational group algebra, if you see. Then in my postdoctoral work, I took up this work in collaboration with Shalini Gupta, who is one of my collaborators. And then we worked on the same class for this thing. Why? Because when you want to work on some codes, you need to work on finite group algebras. And this is the reason we took up this work and we could get this publication. So, and the results which we found in the very first publication, they have proved useful because they found applications in the study of central units of integral group rings. Now, this is another area in group rings which is prominently worked upon by people working in this area since 1940. Very basic questions, stand unanswered till today, and there are a lot of there's a lot of scope to answer these questions. To this group better. And this third publication that you see here is result of the work that was done in that direction. Now, the fourth publication that you see here is based upon, so we did something theoretically, we answered something theoretically in our first paper. And as a student, I was also interested in some computational work. So there is this software which is called GAP. I started using that just like a calculator, right? You understand tables and then you have a calculator, you start playing with that when you're a kid, things like that. So I just began from scratch. I did not know anything about that software. And with time, we realized that the algorithm which was behind some functions that we were using, we could provide somewhat more efficient algorithm to that. And we started trying that. By we, I mean me and my PhD supervisor, Professor Bagchi. So we started working upon that, and of course, it took us time because neither of us had formal training in computer science, and nor we were familiar with this software. But with patience, with time, with a lot of trial and error things, we could get our hands on the algorithms, and we got them published in 2016. Are which existing but there is more to it. I'll talk about it in a while. So this was published in 2016, but the package which had these algorithms, that was still using the old functions. The new ones had to be implemented. They were not yet implemented in the package, and we wanted to contribute to that. So again, a whole lot of process took place, and gradually I started conversing with my colleagues, with these people who had done this work initially, who were original authors of this package. And then at a conference, we had some good interaction, and I but as I told you that there was difference in there was this kind of gap, kind of void that I had, that there was no formal training of computer science that I had. So but I was ready to learn. And then I went for a research visit to one of the colleagues who was responsible for this package, Professor A. Konvolov. You can see the name here, right here. Right. So I went to St. Andrews for a 2-week research visit, and there I learned various things about CAP, and this package was implemented. And so now I'm a contributor of this package. So my journey began really from zero as a naive user, and then I became one of the author of a package which is now implemented there. That all began from theoretical science, and then converting them to algorithms and bringing to practical use, and showing in efficiency in terms of the time consumed, in terms of the output which was by these. Okay, then after this, so this theoretical part was done during doctoral work, and by the time this package got implemented, I was a postdoctoral fellow at IISER Mohali. And during this time, we were also exploring more applications of the work that we were doing, and we wanted to switch over to integral group ring rather than rational group algebra. And as a result, we could, this number 6 publication that you see here, in this we studied special kind of groups. They had certain kind of property. So in terms of group rings, if I say the groups which have central units of their integral group trivial, so central units trivial, which had so I actually for something which had been existing earlier and had been studied by different authors under different names, and we could see a very rich interplay of various aspects revolving around this topic. And we compiled them. We also devised some new, we also, observed some new properties, and we gave some good classifications of and answered certain questions which were relevant to this class of groups. So this paper really received a lot of attention when I presented it at a conference on group rings in Spa in Belgium. And a series of paper came immediately after, and in just a couple of years I could see 5 or 6 papers around working around cut groups. So that was something very encouraging for us, that something new received a lot of attention. And not only that, I was invited by Professor Jespers, working in University of Belgium, to work with him and his research group. I went there again for a research visit. I worked with him and his research group, and we could, get some more results. So number 9 is the publication that you see here, that we worked together at that time. And in the meantime, I was also working on this class of groups. So number 7, my first independent publication that you see, that was about a class of groups, solvable groups, which had the same property. That came just as a sequence to the paper that we published together in collaboration. And we really wanted to see if we can extend our results to infinite groups. So the work there was about finite cut groups. And in this publication at number 8, which you see here, we talked more of infinite groups. So we moved out of the area that we were way was again very well accepted, and we received a good feedback about this. Then I realized that it's not only the upper central series, a lot of work has been done on that. How about its So regarding the process, regarding the status of work which has been done in this direction, I again compiled a set of problems, which you see here as number 11. And the problems which were raised in these surveys, as an attempt to answer few of them, we did some more work. And number 12 and 13 that you see, they are, sorry, they are associated to, they are kind of connected to answering some problems related to lower central series. So the point of bringing up my publication was not really to get you into these things. My only point is to kind of familiarize you with the fact that nature of research is to move on from one thing to the other. You cannot really stick to one thing. It's not stagnant. You move from one problem to the other. You move from one discipline to the other. For example, next on my cards is entering into coding theory using one of my work, also to kind of show you that the things are relatable. I mean, you have something, you can take it into very directions, right? You can take it into different directions. It's not only one fundamental thing that you pick up and you just stick to it. So this is up to you, or how to explore the things, how to move about. You can also keep connected, you can also move out into your own discipline, and you can even go interdisciplinary, right? That is the kind of thing. And also, this is something I really like about research area, is that there is no saturation point that you will ever face. There is nothing that you will kind of end up saying that there is no more room for work. That's never there. All right, so teaching that I've done so far, regular courses as whenever assigned, we all take up as academicians. I've also supervised some MS and PhD students. I've also taken up some summer project students. I've been teaching associate for various courses. And apart from that, I've also been tutor for whatever summer schools and winter schools come my way. And I like to conduct some outreach activities also, ranging from school students to the students present here, the ones who are into the research or aspire to be there. So again, the point of bringing this thing here is that as academician or as a teacher, if you are into this field, your scope does not really stop to going to a classroom, teaching, and come back. Interact with young minds, and nobody stopping you. This is the time only to gain the talent. How you want to use it further in your life, down 10 years the line or 20 years the line, wherever you see yourself teaching, nobody is going to really, I mean, no factor is really going to stop you. You can do a lot more than a regular teaching. So that's what I wanted to point out. And I mean, as a child, I did not know much about research, but teachers are somewhere or the other always, I mean, all of us have some teachers as role models, right? We have something to gain from every teacher, and some of your teachers are really inspiring to you. So I would to be know now in time, and that's what I want to share with you today. So, what I'm trying to say is that teaching is not just one track thing. There is a lot to it. There is you can be more active in research, you can be more active in teaching, you can be doing both very well. The teaching can be students. You can area of your expertise. So there is a wide range that you can really choose to work from, right? So yeah, I'll briefly talk about the awards or the recognitions which I have received. So as I mentioned earlier also, that I received membership of Indian National Young Academy of Science, and I feel privileged for having this because it's a nice pool of young scientists. We get to interact with the scientists, young scientists all across all the disciplines and across the nation, and who are really active and love to do outreach activities or are ready for interdisciplinary work and working on common issues which are faced by researchers. So it's a very nice platform. And those who are not aware of it, I would really like you to have a look at our website, which is really worked hard upon by our chair and other fellows. I received Inspire Faculty Award. This is a 5-year tenure award where under which I'm working as faculty at Indian Institute of Science and Technology. It's a during my PhD, I received Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Fellowship. And during my post-graduation and graduation, I was a scholarship holder, which was awarded by National Board for Higher Mathematics. I also received travel grants for various international conferences, and I have traveled to various countries, including Spain, Belgium, Canada, Germany, Russia. So this has been a wonderful journey, and I'll talk in detail about that. I've been invited speaker for various national and international conferences where I used to be a participant initially. And in fact, acceptance of participation itself brought very much happiness for me. I'm also a reviewer of American Mathematical Society, and I've evaluated PhD thesis as an international expert for students working abroad. So the point of bringing this here is not to boast myself up. The only thing is, I want to share this thing with you that I've always been just an average student, just like one of you, being just one amongst the crowd, you see. When I was an MSc student, and when we were talking about, as a bunch of friends, we were talking about what to do next, the exam, UGC NET exam that we have to appear for. So this kind of notion was there. This is so difficult to crack. We just cannot do, and things like that. There are very bleak chances of getting it cleared in first attempt and things like that. So same fears with me also. I also had same fears in my mind, and to my surprise, I got All India 8th rank in my very first attempt. And I mean, for all receiving all these things, I have actually, I think that all these things have just come my way, in the sense I just prepared well, and I was just ready with the very basic things, and everything happened for the good. So what I really want to say to you is, as I mean, I was not sure of getting any of these. I was like an average student, as I told you. So things with positive attitude, with good determination, and the right things will happen to you. This is a takeaway message that I want you to have from me. That's the thing I would like to say. So okay, so factors contributing to my success, or I might say I'll also keep sharing my personal experiences with you, and hopefully I'll not kind of get too much deep into them, because this has been actually an interesting story, an interesting journey with many stories added to it. So when I was in after 10th standard, when you choose streams for your higher education, I was a non-medical student, and that decade, the time when I was a student, engineering was the best option that people assumed it to be the best option. Highest paid packages, and luring life is something. So every parent almost dreamt of sending their students to some good engineering college, and so that was at its peak, you can say. uh, and I also could crack AI uh, the then entrance exam for engineering colleges, and I got admission. I mean, I was getting a seat in BTech in Punjab University. At the same time, because I also gave entrance exam for BSc honors as backup option, the exam called CET. I got very good rank in that as well. And I chose, I mean, I was fond of teaching. I wanted to teach, and mathematics was the only subject which was kind of luring me. I was interested only in mathematics, more or less. So I wanted to opt for graduating in mathematics. But then, as peer pressure, or from society and from parents and everybody was like, "Oh, you are getting a seat at Punjab University in BTech, which is such a good thing. You're lucky enough, or your hard work has paid off, and you want to now opt for graduating in mathematics. That's not a good decision." But I was kind of sure of doing it as a child, or as a not a very mature person, not child, I should say, who was a teenager then. So it was assumed to be a childish decision to let away something that you have in hand. But I was clear that if I have interest in something, only then I can excel in that. If I don't want to do something, however good that stream be, if that's not my cup of tea, right? So I chose mathematics, and uh, and then rest is something that I have shared with you. And it was and what if it's not that they kept taunting me or something, but they realized that it was good decision. I mean, that I had an aptitude there only once I received that scholarship. So that was brief thing about it. I always have liked mathematics, like everyone of us has some inclination towards some subject, and mathematics was the one for me. Strong conviction. So this is something that I would like to really stress upon, that once you yourself are convinced that you want to do it, only then you can convince others. So this is something that I would like you to kind of have this thing for whatever line you choose for yourself. Have a strong conviction that you really want to do it. So about this family support. So my parents, they are basically they are graduates. They are not from academic background, in the sense they are not academicians. I belong to a very basic middle class family, and I have the same middle class values inherited in me. And the same insecurities that have been discussed by earlier speakers also were also there with my parents. Like, if you want to send your girl to higher studies, and for so long, what about marriage? And what about there were several concerns when I so this has always made them proud that I excelled in my studies always. And during my graduation and post graduation, I was doing even better. Like in school I was an average student, but during graduation and post graduation I kind of
Sugandha, hello.
Hanji, yes, Sayed.
Yes, so maybe you can try to wind it up. At least.
Yeah, sure. Can I have
Thank
5
you.
more minutes, please?
Yeah, you can have because it's already 3:35. So no issue.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I just missed that. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
yes.
So, family support is something which is very important, which I received from parents. And then after marriage from my spouse, though he's a businessman, he's not an academician, but he has always kind of trusted me. And even more, my mother-in-law, who has always trusted that I'm doing something considerable. That is the kind of thing that has really helped me. And desire to excel. I always wanted to excel in my life. Being an entrepreneur, and as I told you, there are so many things that they come as hurdle to your way. So just try to find out some ways to it. Have positive attitude that things will be all right someday. The things are so. Just have some good adaptability. So I wanted to say a lot, but because we are going out of time, so challenges as women scientists. So I have also faced almost similar challenges that have been talked about earlier, that before marriage it was like there is certain age that you cannot really cross, and same is the time for education, and same is the time for marriage. After marriage, I had to move to a new place, which was almost 60 kilometers from my place of work. So I used to kind of travel for 2 hours per side to keep my work going. And then I also have two children now. My younger one is just 2 months, and elder one is 2 years. So with them also, I kind of learned how to adapt to this motherhood as well as work. So there is no manual, there is nothing, no fixed path. You just learn with time. Just ready to accept these also as big roles that you have to play. And so these are all the things that everybody faces. And the important thing that I would like to share with you all is what I do want. I mean, what I really look forward from girls to. To kind of look forward from girl students here. She inspires. It's a lot. It tells you a lot. And just try to understand every she inspires. Have inspiration from your mother, from your sister, from everybody around you. They are good in some way or the other. Be a role model for yourself. Be a role model yourself, because it's not celebrity mathematicians that you will really look up to. It's only the people around you, the women around you who are working well, whom you can actually relate to. Those will become your role model, and same goes for you. So be the reason for less leaky pipeline. We have seen that fire is quite less. So take this charge, come forward, talk to your mates. There are so many issues which are so common. If you talk to your mates, you might find some good solution, or at least you don't find yourself in solitary. So ask for and extend support. You will have other female colleagues who will also be supportive of you. Be a support for each other. That really helps the spirit a lot. As I said, and be guilt free. Don't be guilty of doing the chores, managing kids and things like that. These are really, this multitasking is really something which needs a lot of effort and courage. You don't have to be guilty of all these things. So, yeah, because we are running short of time. So, just one last point is have awareness of what you want to do in life and how you're going to do it. Do a good homework of the career that you want to make, and how to go about it. What are the fellowships, what are the scholarships available in that line, what are the summer schools that you can attend. Yeah, and I would like to stop here. Thanks for being patient and joining on the last day of the series as well. If you have any sort of questions, I'll be happy to answer them even after this webinar series, maybe related to mathematics or anything that you want to discuss with me. Over to you, Sayed.
Yes, okay.
Sorry for
Thank you.
this.
It's okay, no problem. Thank you, Sugandha, for such an inspiring talk. I hope
My pleasure.
I hope many will get inspiration to work in mathematics, especially science and maths. So, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And let me see in chat if so. I don't see any question in chat box. Maybe after this session, if people have questions, then they can discuss with
No
the
problem.
yeah. Okay, thank you. So now I'll move to the next speaker, and the next speaker is Dr. Najiya Abbas, and she has been working as a plant molecular biologist. She pursued PhD from National Institute of Plant Genome Research, JNU, New Delhi. During her PhD tenure, she has worked on the molecular and functional analysis of ZBF3, CAM7, and have published work in the Plant Cell, which is one of the highest impact journals in plant science. As an inspired faculty, she is investigating the regulatory role of MYC type BH-LH transcription factors from Artemisia annua. The main goal of this project is to enhance artemisinin content within planta by various molecular biology approaches in which genetic alteration with respect to transcription factors and biosynthetic genes is being investigated. Till date, her group has characterized various MYC type BHLH transcription factors from Artemisia annua and their intricate mechanism in regulation of genes associated with the biosynthesis of artemisinin and trichome development is being studied. So I welcome Nazia, and now I request her to start her talk. Over to you, Nazia.
Yeah, thank you, Said. Thank you so much for introducing me. We share the same surname, Abbas.
Thank you.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. So you have 30 minutes total.
Okay, right. So, welcome to the CSIO-INYAS Webinar series for girl students in STEM. She inspires. So, you have learned much about like many inspiring scientists have given some talks, and very much has been discussed about the woman in science. So, I choose one thing that I should give you some awareness regarding the woman in science. I'm currently working as a scientist in the Plant Biotechnology Division in CSIR, Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, Sanat Nagar, Srinagar, Kashmir. So objectives, which being because I myself one of the women scientists, so I want to. There are certain objectives to inspire the young minds. We should spread a message about the importance of science in our daily life, to display activities, efforts, and achievements in the field of science for human welfare. We should discuss the issues and implement new technologies for the development in the field of science. An opportunity should be given to the scientific-minded citizens to encourage and inspire younger generation towards science and education. We should popularize science among the common people. So, women in science, you know that science reflects the people who make it. The world needs science, but the science needs women and girls because their representation still in the 21st century is less. You know, there are some facts or realities like women scientists are leading groundbreaking research, are doing groundbreaking research activities across the world. But despite these, only 29% of the researchers globally are women. So 35% of the students enrolled in STEM are the uh, students who are the women, and only 3% of the Nobel Prizes for science have ever been awarded to the women. This is as per UNESCO report 2019. In an era where women are increasingly prominent in medicine, law, or business, so this question arises: why there are so less women in as the scientists and the engineers? So why there is so less representation of women in the science in the STEM? The problem lies in the socio-cultural as well as the economic factors. The most obvious one is the practice of discouraging girls from pursuing secondary or primary education in many parts of India. Still, we can see, like, I may tell you one thing that that even in our institute, some some girl students are coming to our this lab. They are telling, ma'am, we want to do PhD here in Kashmir. Then I ask them, why not in outside Kashmir or somewhere? Then they are telling, our parents are not allowing us to pursue a PhD or higher studies in Kashmir. So this is the reason
Probably we have lost Dr. Najiya. She might be joining very shortly. Stay tuned. Let me contact her.
Yes, I think there is some issue.
Yeah, she'll be joining in 1 or 2 minutes. So some network issue was there.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello. Yes, yes,
Yes,
Nadia.
am I audible? I'm so sorry, this is Kashmir. Everything is breaking down.
Yes, yes, I can understand. Yeah. Not
I am so sorry. Actually, there was some power cut down. This thing happened. Uh, so,
yes. Now we can see your screen. So
okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, so we will recapitulate. For instance, it's worth questioning this. Clicks me so many times that, for instance, why girls are gifted kitchen sets on their birthdays while young boys in the same family or not. This is the thing that we have inculcated in us from our childhood, that we have to do the household things only, so that there are in fact some interventions that are the need of the hour. Or we have to change our perception, attitude, behavior, social norms and stereotypes towards women in STEM. We have to engage young girls and young women in primary and secondary education, as well as in the technical and vocational education and training. Much attention should be given for the retention of women in the STEM, for example, in the higher education. Because in the lower education, everyone is choosing, but the leaky pipeline goes when we are at the higher education. So there should be gender equality in the career progression for scientists and engineers in policy making, and also in the science and technology based entrepreneurship and innovative activities. So in order to impact, to apply to this the system, there should be stakeholders, which are our parents, because everything inculcates into a child is by their parents or their teachers or school administrators, because they have the much important role to inculcate such things into the young girls or women. I for all of these, because maximum of the students here are masters or few are PhD, or some are graduates also. I want to enlighten you that yes, the government of India has kept such fellowships or awards which are exclusively for the women, because women face such problems like break in careers primarily due to the family responsibilities, self-employment, part-time career, or due to their relocation or something. There are various schemes that are exclusively for the women. For example, DST has kept this WAS A, B, or C. There is some Indo-US Fellowship for Women in STEM. Women Entrepreneur Curiosity is there. There is Science and Technology for Women, Women Technology Park, and consolidation of university like that is Curie, that was launched in 2009, and also Vigyan Jyoti. These are some of the fellowships that serve. You can also search on the serve that so many fellowships are there. You have not to be disheartened that I have applied for one fellowship and I won't apply for the another one. So keep on trying. Some will click and you will get some opportunity to work till the time you will get the permanent position, or you will reach your goal. So there are like early career
Dr. Abbas, I think there's a network issue. Can we request Dr. Sudeshna to take?
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes. If she's online, I think she's online, right?
yeah, yeah. She's
Yes,
there.
I'm online. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Yeah, so
Okay.
we can proceed then, because I think there is lots of disturbance
Yeah,
from
we'll see if
Nadia side.
Najia can resolve it after by that time. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So sorry everyone for the disturbance. I hope Nazia will join soon, and then she can discuss her achievements. And So we'll move to the next talk, which is by Dr. Sudeshna Bagchi. Dr. Sudeshna is currently working as a senior scientist at CSIR Central Scientific Instruments Organization, Chandigarh, in the Agrionics department. Her ongoing project activities involve development of sensor platforms for determination of food contamination and spoilage and monitoring of agriculture emissions. She has received several fellowships and grants. A few of them are like Indo-US Fellowship awarded by DST, IUSSTF at Baylor University, USA. And she has also awarded grant under Scheme for Young Scientists and Technologists, DST, for the project design and development of a smart monitoring system for livestock emissions. So and then CSIR fellowship, she has also received CSIR fellowship for quick hire scientist trainee 2009. So now I request Dr. Sudeshna to give her talk. So over to you, Sudeshna.
Thank you, Dr. Abbas, for such a kind introduction. I'll share my slides.
Yes.
Is my screen shared, right?
Yes, yes, it is visible.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank INYAS for such a wonderful opportunity over here. It is really an honor to give a talk to inspire such young fellow minds. I am Dr. Sudeshna. I am a senior scientist in the field of agrionics in CSIO Chandigarh. Agrionics pertains to basically I am an electronics and instrumentation engineer, and I'm working, my application field is in the area of agriculture.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Sorry.
Yeah. Am I audible?
I think Dr. Nazia is back.
Yeah, so Dr. Nazia, so
Yeah.
we have moved to the next talk by
Maybe she can continue her slides like she has already started it, so stopping her in between.
I think it is now better to finish your talk, and maybe after
Okay.
your talk she can
Okay.
continue.
Right. That is fine.
Okay, okay, okay,
Is
okay.
it okay, Dr. Nazia?
Yeah. It is fine.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, well, I was really confused about what to say because I was the last speaker, and obviously my fellow colleagues and such wonderful people have already told whatever challenges and research highlights that we face in everyday life. Well, if I look in my career graph, it seems pretty straightforward. I have done my BTech, then MTech, then PhD without any career break. However, my journey path has not been such straightforward. It was very confusing. When I have completed my class 10, I had taken up science as usual in class 12 because I was a pretty good student and had good marks, and you know there is good job prospects in science. But I liked science, but I never loved it. I was not very passionate about it. Then after my class 12, again there comes, you know, where you have to choose what kind of career you want to go into. Uh, as already Dr. Sugandha has said, like because of a good job prospective, people either go into medical or engineering. So I followed the usual path. I went into engineering. There again, there was a confusion because being a woman or being a girl, like what kind of a field do you choose in engineering? Because mechanical and civil are told to be not very good compatible with girls. So I went into electronics and instrumentation. But there, my passion towards engineering started to build up. In college, I had developed a passion for building models, building designs. So I landed up an internship with Indian Oil because I wanted to go into the core companies and not into a general research field. But once you go into a very core field work, there you realize the problems and challenges a girl faces. You have a problem with being an authority figure. There are problems with washrooms. You cannot communicate well with male colleagues. Rather, I was the only girl intern in the entire company. So there I started having inhibitions about going into a core field because of all the challenges. And then I wanted to, obviously, because of these challenges, there is two options left: either go into the software field or go into the academia. I landed in software jobs too, in Infosys and Satyam and all, and have started working in it. But I always wanted to go into field of academics too. So there was a very good, it is one of the highlights of my research journey because at that time CSIR has introduced a new scheme known as the Quick Hire Scientist Training. It was a diploma program in the beginning. It was not an MTech program. It was a program which matched my area, that is area of instrumentation here in Chandigarh, where you got a good fellowship and you can pursue your research as well as you can go into your studies. So this is where I was actually exposed into the world of research. We started, we were a group of 10 students, 10 fellows over here, and most of them have left their jobs to come into research. So it was really inspiring. And we had wonderful scientists who had been our teachers, our mentors, our guides, and we had lots of exposure towards different fields because of different conferences, different workshops. And it was not a traditional MTech course where you have a normal course and then you do a dissertation. It was more from the beginning we were involved in research projects, and we were allowed to give our inputs, and we had even had publications during our first year of MTech. So there where our passion actually had arisen. After our it was initially a diploma program, but luckily when we were about to graduate, we got an MTech degree, and we were absorbed as scientists here in CSIR. And after being a scientist, we had done sort of a dual degree. It was an integrated program, basically MTech PhD. So even after I got my job, I had started doing my PhD. Then again, there was a challenge. Like being an engineer, what kind of a PhD work do you do? Because here in CSIO was basically an instrumentation labs. Even our mentors did not have a PhD degree because we were engineers, we were involved with industrial projects. So there came a fusion between science and engineering. And that was a wonderful thing that happened to me. I started developing a knack for physics, for mathematics. I have always enjoyed maths. So I had sort of, started being a theoretical physicist and experimental physicist and tried to implement the science that I'm learning towards different projects, towards different research fields, towards different research areas. Well, it was not an easy job because I did not do BSc or MSc and had to, start from scratch. But this is what your passion leads to, right? When you have a passion for something, you never stop. You're stubborn and you want to compete. There were a lot of inhibitions from my other colleagues who were hardcore physicists or material scientists that being an engineer, what can I contribute there? I do agree I took a long time to complete my PhD. I took 7 years, but somehow I managed to be a good physicist as well as a good engineer here. Other than that, I never had a lot of problems as such. My partner has been very supportive. He is completely from a different field, but he do understands my work timings and whatever challenges I face in the office, and I never had a real great problem to manage my family and work. Obviously, being a woman, though there's not a lot of gender discrimination as such, but you do face a lot of issues, as already have been told previously, uh, that sometimes, you know, you cannot be overly sensitive to comments, because sometimes you do have to balance your work life as well as your family life. And I would say always stand your ground. Like, don't let others take you for granted. If you hear something, always be vocal, always be protest what is right, what is wrong. And if you're passionate about something, please don't give up, because no matter whatever hurdles you face, maybe there might be a gap of 1 year, 2 years, but if you're passionate about something, you will definitely achieve it. And uh, these were my highlights, as I have already told. Like, after BTech, I got this scheme of quick hire scientist trainee, which was really an opening path for me. So I would suggest everybody to keep looking at new opportunities. Please don't stop. Then the other highlight was obviously the fusion of science and engineering, then the real world applicability of science. Because when you study, you really don't understand certain theories sometimes. For example, when you do quantum mechanics, yeah, we do all the derivations, we do all the, you know, equations and fine. But when you actually get to apply it into real world problems, real world projects, that where when your interest starts building up. And in research, one other thing is you get a global interaction platform. Your world does not stop in your own research lab or in your own, you know, in India. You get to interact with different eminent scientists, different eminent engineers, different researchers, and you have new thought process, new ideas, not necessarily always from your field. You can always merge your field with other fields too. That is the beauty of science. If you're a physicist, you can easily merge your field with a biologist and come up with a wonderful research. So it is always not field dominated, because I'm an electronics engineer, but I do develop algorithms, I do work on theory on physics. So there are lots of challenges, but I would say there's never boredom in research. You might face lots of hurdle challenges. Sometimes your research stops, you cannot take it forward, but you know, you always strive to work towards all to attain your goal to all your challenges. I have been actually talking about my research journey and whatever the challenges that I have faced. These are the areas of research that I do currently. Mainly, since I'm an engineer, I do work on device designing, different model development, simulations. I'm currently working in the field of sensors for various applications like food quality testing, environment, water pollutant, and other agricultural applications for post-harvest agro products. Although I'm an instrumentation engineer, I do also have an interest in materials. So I also work in material designs, development, fabrication, interactions. Although I'm no expert in it, I do have wonderful colleagues around me who, you know, helps me out if I have some kind of a problem. So I would say that never be stubborn, in the sense like if you're stuck in some point, don't ever hesitate to take help of others. It doesn't undermine your intelligence in any way, but it actually helps bring about collaborative research. So, you know, one of the important thing in research is more collaboration, networking, which as a woman during my early career, I had faced problems, because you cannot have a good networking as your male colleagues do. But with time, you try to overcome your all inhibitions and you sort of develop a good networking skills. So that is very important in research. And I have different application field like food quality, environment quality, uh, water monitoring, etc. So these are the devices that I have worked on is aroma. Mainly I work on the artificial organoleptics, which is a sense of smell and taste, that is sensory perception. So I work on sensor development on that, which is sort of mimicking your different organs, like maybe visually, smell, that is tongue, that is nose. And we also have developed various sensors and devices for food quality. This is another wonderful opportunity that I have got after my PhD. It is for women scientists. It is an Indo-US fellowship, wherein you can avail even during your PhD program or after your PhD programs. That is, it can be a bridging or networking program. It is a 6 months fellowship. And it was really one of the very good opportunity for me, although I actually availed it during the COVID times. But you get to see a different world as compared to yours that you're working on. You get to interact with different cultures. There are cultural exchanges. And so I would say, don't stop anywhere, start looking for opportunities. And whatever hurdles you face, talk with people, sort it out. I also believe like there should be a counselor in offices in school, because you need to, at certain points, you need to take out your frustrations and you need to really talk to someone to overcome whatever challenges or problems you're facing. And I would say talk to your partner, be clear with them. And and don't always try, it's not important that you are excellent in everything. So it's okay, like it's okay if you want to follow research. You will always be a good mother. You don't have to be a great cook, a great family manager, and then a great researcher. It's okay if you're not good at something. you know it is told that women are great multitaskers, but I think it's fine. Like, you don't always have to be an excellent multitasker. You can be bad, not bad, but you can sometimes take out some time for yourself, have that space for yourself wherein you can explore new ideas, new thought processes, and be yourself. So, well, that's what I really wanted to say. I don't have a lot of big presentations made. I would prefer if it's an interactive session, and if you have some queries or questions, maybe I can answer them.
Okay, thank you, Sudeshna.
Yeah.
No, thank you for it's really very inspiring talk. Maybe I can see if there are some questions in the chat box. Otherwise, people can ask some quick questions. We have
Yeah.
till time. So maybe I can ask some general. I mean, just so as we know that many have some turning points in their career, right? So,
Yeah.
what is your turning point? I mean, it may be some person, some advice, anything. So,
Well,
if you have any story, you can share.
yeah, sure. Well, I had a wonderful mentor in my college. That would, I would say, was my turning point, because as I told, initially I went into science because I was a good student. And as coming from a, education background family, that was what is expected from me. Because if I am very honest, I really wanted to be a dancer.
Okay.
Because I'm a Bengali, so from
Mm.
your childhood you get into different cultures. But then because of job prospects and all, you have your family telling you, yeah, no, you should be going into a certain kind of a career. which
Right.
which is achievable.
Right.
So I had lot of inhibitions when I went into the engineering background, but I would say I had a wonderful mentor and teacher there who actually inspired me. It was again a she. So she inspires, and she really inspired me for a wonderful journey of engineering. She had come from the industry, so she has shown that even if you're a female, you can work in an industrial environment, you can do, you can build models, you can actually compete with your male colleagues. You need not always be inside in a laboratory environment and work.
Right.
So I would say that was the turning point in my career.
Okay. This is
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah. So thank you. I don't see any, maybe
Well,
after,
maybe in the interaction session
yes,
last we can take up.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
at the end people can interact. Okay, so
Okay.
thank you again. Now let us see if Nazia is online, so she can
Yeah,
deliver
I
her talk.
am
Yes,
online.
yes. So you can start.
I'm
I'm
so
sorry.
sorry. I'm so sorry. There is a big problem here.
Yes,
Yeah, we usually discuss with our fellows there in INYAS also that something like this happens in Kashmir. Now today you have yourself witnessed. So yeah, am I audible?
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I was going through the just getting back to the our presentation. Uh, I have talked regarding the various fellowships that are available for the women scientists who have either break in their career or who want to pursue further in the research. There are some uh, fellowships by the DBT, DST also. While googling, I came across some of the inspiring women scientists, like previous ones, like despite their setbacks, there are creative and teenage women and girls who are pushing the boundaries of scientific knowledge and seeking solutions to complex global challenges every day. Talking about the women in science, here are some of the inspiring women, like you too, you must be heard her name. Recently she was awarded with the Nobel Prize in the medicine, where she was given the Nobel Prize for the discovery of one of the anti-malarial drug, artemisinin. Similarly, there is one of the women scientists like Catherine Johnson. She's the NASA scientist, a mathematician whose calculations has been used in the U.S. space exploration. She is telling that she was the first African American woman to attend her graduate school and face discrimination because of her race and gender, but she knew she belonged to the system. She is currently 101 years old, and she is the steadfast proponent of women and girls in the STEM. She says that girls are capable of doing everything men are capable of doing. She encourages those inspired by her pioneering career, that she's telling that find out what your dream is and then work at it, because if you like what you are doing, you will do it well. I personally believe in this. Similarly, we have like Marie Curie. You all must be knowing about her passion towards. She was the first lady to get the Nobel Prize in twice. She encouraging us all to pursue our passion with curiosity and courage. Curie says that nothing in life is to be feared; it is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. Her legacy continues to inspire women and girls in STEM today. If we come to the conclusion, there is a lot of progress has been achieved in bringing women in science, but still much is needed to be done. If women remain determined and steadily moving towards making their vision a reality, one day we will live in a world where girls are encouraged to study science, where women have adequate support to balance the responsibilities of research and also their motherhood, and where women will be judged purely on the basis of their ability to do the job and not by their gender. Coming to my work, which is currently I'm pursuing in my lab, I'm pursuing two projects. One is on the Artemisia annua, and another is on the one of the plant that is Dioscorea deltoida, that is endemic to Kashmir Himalayas. It is one of the plant where from we get the corticosteroids, and Artemisia is the plant where the anti-malarial drug is driven. So this is the plant. It is actually we get this artemisinin, which is a wonder drug for treating only drugs recommended by WHO for malaria. But the problem with the plant is that the concentration of this drug within the plant is very less, so cost of the drug gets so high. So my group is working on elucidating some regulatory mechanism involved into the biosynthesis of this artemisinin, where we can enhance the artemisinin content within the plant. I may not go into the details of my work. I will show you some of the slides. We have been good enough in expressing some of the transcription factors and have seen their regulatory role, and we have come to them to some positive promising results. We have characterized these transcription factors, and we have come to some conclusion. This book has been published already, that there is some of the transcription factors which are regulating the artemisinin biosynthesis genes and increasing the content of artemisinin within the plant itself. Another project which we are currently pursuing in our this lab is Dioscorea. It is one of the plant where we get corticosteroids. These are my research publications, and these are my like professional recognitions. So this is the group which is which we are working with. These are my students who are carrying out this work. So my journey, I want to tell you something regarding my journey, like how my journey was not so smooth. Like by education wise, I may tell you that it was very smooth, but regarding the health issues, it was not so smooth. So everybody has to take challenges in their life and move ahead with those challenges. And one of the challenge that was in my that was one obstacle that come to my in my life was that I was paralyzed with polio when I was just 6 months of age, and till the time my parents, of course, a special mention to them, has left no stone unturned in giving me quality life, both health wise and education wise. I owe a big salute to them and pray to Almighty to inculcate such qualities in me too. So, yeah, like I when everybody is talking about their life, like there are some hurdles which we get, like pursuing science, pursuing career, pursuing life is not going smoothly. But I may tell you that the biggest thing in the life is the health. So if there is good health, you can achieve whatever you want. But the biggest hurdle that comes to one's life is the health. So you really have to struggle with that. So my point to all of the listeners here is that you should be bold enough to face every problem, every situation. That is nothing which can't be achieved, because there are so many hurdles coming in life that we can move ahead. Maybe slowly, others can make some leaps and jumps. We can move slowly, but if we are determined and we will give 100% to our all the things, like at last there will come a point where we can achieve all our goals and we will be successful. I may tell you, in after pursuing my 12th exam, I went for the now there is NEET. At that time it was CET. So I got this BUMS. But when I went for the admission there to pursue BUMS, I felt no, this is not my cup of tea. I won't be reading, like in BUMS you pursue all the subjects are in Urdu. So I won't be doing this. I will move forward. I in fact very determined and very like this thing ambitious, I may tell you. So I left that and I told my parents I will go ahead with my studies. So I pursued my graduation from my own district, that is Anantnag in Kashmir. And then I made one strong decision after my this graduation, that I didn't opt for master's degree in the Kashmir University, because I was of the opinion that maybe I will get it, and then I will be asked to pursue your studies in the Kashmir. So I didn't apply to that. I didn't write those exams for the Kashmir University. When that exam was over, I asked my parents that yes, now I want to study for MSc Masters. So they asked me why you didn't opt for Kashmir University. Then I was telling, no, I didn't want to study in Kashmir. I want to go outside Kashmir. I want to study there. So I opted various exams, got selected in few of them like ICR or JNU exams, or then I studied in Hamdard. Uh, I learned so many things. When you go, when you go out of your niche, when you go to the other places, of course there are so many opportunities, there are so many things, but my health was not permitting me, and my parents were so much insecure that will she be able to handle herself lonely there, because I was so much pampered and here in my own uh, in my own niche in my home. So like that time it was a big decision that was taken by me, that no, I won't be studying in Kashmir now, I will move outside, I will go somewhere, I will study outside Kashmir. So I went there, and after pursuing my masters, like it was a breakthrough I think in my career to go there, and I learned so many things. I see what are the things that we are lacking in Kashmir, and that are the things that there are so many opportunities for the students in the Delhi or studying outside, because in Kashmir we don't have, there are so much troublesome life here, and most of the time it is shut down is there, and we don't get access to so many opportunities. So in certain part of the life you have to be some detrimental to, you have to take some decisions, you have to be some strong to achieve something. Then I got my PhD, like my PhD is from JNU. I uh, got that I was I applied to there, I returned from, I think Delhi after 10 years. I spent some 10 years in Delhi, and I learned so many things. I was being like, my PhD supervisor was also very good. I want to thank him for inculcating all the scientific temper in me. And it was really very good in having me. And he believed in me that I can actually do good research. So, things go on like that. So, we should be detrimental, we should be positive, and everything will come to you. So, this is the thing which I got, that my disability doesn't hinder my ability to be considered equal. So I struggled, I moved ahead, go simultaneously was going through with the health issues, but I kept them aside. I moved forward and achieved what I am today. I'm thankful to Almighty. He helped me in every aspect. I wish all the science enthusiasts the very best and enhance their scientific zeal. I may conclude my talk here with one of the few verses from uh, Dr. Sir Muhammad Iqbal, good, one of the great poets. वजूद जन से है तस्वीर कायनात में रंग, इसी की साज से है जिंदगी का सोजो दरू. It means that women have the ability to achieve everything in their life. By her, there is every color to the, she gives color to the life. We are colorful, so enjoy yourself, be confident, and inspire others also. You are inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Nazia. It's really a very inspiring talk, and I hope many will get inspiration from you. So, in case if anyone has any question, otherwise we have the next session, which is focused on discussion. So, hello, am I audible, Nazia? I think there is some.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Oh, okay, you can.
Abbas, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So maybe I can ask some general question. So
yeah, you can ask.
You are still working nicely. So what still motivates you? Can you share your view
Yeah, regarding what?
regarding what still motivates you to pursue your dream. I mean, it's not over, right? We have job, and then we still continue to dream something big to achieve.
Yeah, actually, one thing that was always in my mind, like when I was studying in Delhi, then my director used to ask me, whether do you want to go back to the valley or you want to continue your job or your work from outside the valley. But my motto was like, no, sir, I will go back to the valley. He was telling me like, will you able to adjust there because you have spent so much time outside Kashmir, now going back to the basis, and you can see today only so much trouble with everything. We have to start our life with the challenges. So will you be able to cope up with their then I was telling, no, I want to give something back to the valley. We are from the valley, we should at least inspire, we should enlighten, we should encourage our girl students from the valley or other students, and encourage them that there are the opportunities they can pursue, because there is very limited knowledge here and people are coming out nowadays from their niches, so we should encourage them. So that is the thing that inspires me every day.
Yes, thank you. It's really nice. So I think all talks were really wonderful and very inspiring. I think many will get inspiration to pursue career in science and other fields as well. So thank you, Nazia. So now we move to the discussion session. So now it's open to discussion, and we have so people can ask questions, they can share their views, inputs. So it's open. Okay.
So yes, there are some questions in the chat box. You can pick them. One is from Neetu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see. I think there are mostly comments. Let me just. Okay. So I think one question from Neetu Bansal to everyone is: should the path in research be clear always? What if then we start loving it? So it's very. So any thought on this? Anybody would like to share something?
Well, as I already told, like path is never clear. Like nobody knows really what you want to do. But
Yes.
while your journey, you develop new things, you tend to love them, and you start working towards them. So it's absolutely fine that you don't have clarity now. As you move forward, you will develop your own through your uh, own intuitions. You will start loving new things, new ideas. I think it was already answered even by
Yes.
Sugandha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it's already answered in the chat box. And
Yeah.
next question is again, I think answered is in. It's again from Neetu Bansal. What is the research scenario nowadays, as in COVID situation?
Well, I think maybe others can contribute too.
Yes.
Because for some time I think new positions have not been called yet, but I think DST has started, opening up to new projects and new schemes again. So they can look into different research websites and find out.
Okay. Yes. Maybe others, if they want to share something.
Yeah, sure.
It's very general.
DST
Yes.
GST power is something she can look into.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this DS Kothari fellowship that could be useful.
Yeah, DBT-RA has
And
also been advertised.
Right.
Right, and there is this one fellowship, I do not remember the name exactly, even if you have some break in career for some reason. So to bring them back into this thing, I mean, I can message her later, maybe.
Yes, yes, sure.
I don't remember the name
Okay.
exactly.
So next question is from again Neetu Bansal to Sudeshna. So thank you for your encouraging words. I want to know that the staying home till I get something is okay. So that is the question that she wants to know. With okay, and or one should join anything that comes ahead, or we should be focused on our aim and keep waiting till we get it. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I was just reading her question.
Yes.
I mean, it's very difficult to tell something like that. I mean, you can also join whatever opportunity comes in your way. And contrary, you can also keep looking for something you really want to do. I mean, that's totally fine. You don't always have to, sit and wait for the opportunities that you really want, because maybe when you're doing something, you will, start loving that. So you can, whatever opportunity comes, I would say, avail that, and also, sidewise keep looking for what you really want to do.
Yes. Yeah, it's always better to have several options, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yes. Okay, thank you. So next question is from Meenal Patra, which is, please tell me what are the funding opportunities for PhD science for break in career except WOS scheme? Any other scheme? So she is asking whether there are other schemes other than women in science WOS scheme. So especially for the women who have break in career. So any idea?
There is a fellowship by UGC. I do not remember the name exactly. But then I would like to add to it, even if there is a break in career, don't look for just narrowed down options. Just apply for whatever options come your way. You can always do a postdoc. That does not say you cannot have a break in career, right? So you can always apply there.
Right. And now there are many things online. I mean, people have actually, because of COVID, I think people have learned to teach and study and do several things online. So that is kind of okay.
Yes, that's true. I mean, it's not a very good idea to have a break in terms of working. Maybe if there is work in fellowship, that can be like covered
Yes,
up for some time, then you should keep working.
yes, yes. So I think there are, so that is the end. Okay. So again, one question for research, any other scheme for research? I think that is already answered, right? UGC PDF scheme. So there are no further questions. So, so Dr. Pooja, I think now INYAS chair, I can see in that session that INYAS chair will address, right?
Yeah. So somehow he is occupied, so he would not be able to join. So
Okay.
since if there are no more questions, we can end today's session. At the end, I would like to just, on behalf of Chandigarh chapter of INYAS, I thank all the member of INYAS Chandigarh chapter and CSIO colleagues for this wonderful concept and wonderful webinar. We listened very wonderful stories from our female scientists. They shared their success mantra, how they handle different challenges. It's not that only never think like that, why I am facing this problem. So these problems are there. As a, as a woman, we definitely we are multitasking. We have been given that potential to explore our potential, but don't try to be best in everything. Whether don't try to be like Dr. Anjana said, don't try to be a best cook or best mother or best daughter-in-law or best researcher. Try to explore what you really want and do perform best in that and manage other things. So if you try to do best in everything, then definitely you will end up in frustration or maybe a lot of pressure. So challenges are there, and we have seen the people who even after facing challenges have come to very good leadership role and doing very good in their field. And so these are not just few inspiring ladies like us. There are several globally, nationally, teams who are doing wonderful work. So definitely at the end, I would say take care of yourself, be an inspiration for yourself, keep yourself motivated, stick to it, whatever to which you started. So with this, I would like to thank all the participants and all the members of CSIO and INYAS for this wonderful webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So we end this session now. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye.